What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. We're here at the Mistwood Performance Center. We're going to talk a little bit about it's summertime. There's some tour trends that are going on, and one that has just come out is from Titleist. This is the GT1 3 Tour. Okay, so this is a fairway wood, and a trend that we are starting to see is really emerging, and it's now coming to the consumers that can get this if they need it. So let's talk about what this club is and who is it for, and if it might be a good fit for you. Back in January at the PGA show, we talked about GT1. So this is the original GT1. This came out earlier in the year. One of the things that happened, this club was meant for, hey, let's help get the ball in the air. Let's get some spin on this fairway wood. We have some different weighting configurations we can do to help get the ball launching higher and get that ball to stay in the air. So typically going to be more of your slower swing speeds, sometimes your higher handicaps, and typically also when you have the weight farther away from the face, you have more forgiveness. Now, tour players picked up on this and they said, hey, I really like what they have, the idea of more forgiveness. But what they started doing was doing some weight swapping, and then they also wanted to see about getting the loft of the club down because they want more forgiveness. They want to hit the ball really high, but they want to make sure that spin is manageable. So I don't even want to say they want low spin because they do need some stopping power, especially nowadays, but they want the right amount of spin with their fairway woods. Now, what happened then? Well, this is where GT1 3 Tour comes in. This is essentially just a lower lofted fairway wood. It's a 14.5 degree. The lowest you can do in the GT1 was 15. Now you can do some setting adjustments and things like that, but that does start affecting how the face angle and stuff goes. So tour players wanted something that was a little bit lower lofted. When you have lower loft, you typically get more ball speed, but we also want to launch it high, and we do want to manage that spin, like I said. So we get the GT1 3 Tour. Now, right off the bat, when I look at this club, the thing I notice about it is, even with the GT1, this club was already a little bit deeper, meaning we have more away from the face of the club. This one is even shallower and is also a little bit deeper, in my opinion. Just naked eye test of looking at these, that's what I see with it. So you can see this is the tour, the 3 Tour versus the GT1. And again, maybe it's just my eyes, but this one definitely looking a little bit deeper as we go compared to what we see in the 3 Tour. So that's part of the way that you can get this ball to launch higher, even though you have less loft on the face. Now, who is this club really going to be for? Well, it's going to be for people that are looking to hit the ball really long way, but also hit it really high. So if you're somebody that maybe we need to take a little bit loft off, get that ball speed up, and still get the ball in the air, this might be a great option. Normally when you're thinking tour, tour models, that's better players. I wouldn't necessarily think that's always going to be the case, because I could see this being for somebody that we want to get more distance out of, but we can still possibly keep that golf ball in the air. Now, you compare this to something like the current 3 wood I have. This is the GT3. This is definitely a much deeper, so taller face, but also it's not as deep from the face going back. Definitely a much smaller profile to this. Plus, the weight configurations that we have were meant to help control this ball and shape the ball a little bit from left to right, so you can have some control over that with this GT3. Now, my thing is, I am somebody that I always will take more forgiveness. Now, the GT3 has been great, but is there a better option with more forgiveness? We got to test it and find out. So let's set us up. Let's do that. All right, here we go. Man, I love this 3 wood. That's a little bit of a miss, I would say, but you can just see like in play, moving it, going down there. So even on a miss, but let's see. Again, another miss. So these are important because this is what you do when you play. How are your misses? Well, I'm showing you how good these are on misses, that's for sure. Like, look at, that was a toe ball. that ball got down. So you can see how important it is for me to keep spin down. I did do just an iron fitting just recently, and what I learned was that I am very high launch, high spin. So in the irons, and you'll see that video coming very soon, it's important for me to take loft off the irons because of how high I tend to launch the ball. So again, we'll be interested to see what happens when we switch. Okay, that one was hit good. That ball was hit out of the screws. You can see there the 148 smash. I mean, absolute laser. There we go, 240 in the air, 3,800 spin rate. So got a couple of miss hits. We got a good one. I like that. I want to know what I do on both of those because let's be real, that's what happens when I play golf. So let's get the GT1 3 Tour. All right, get this guy set. GT3 out. You can just see, look at the size of these club heads. Just look at the size of these things, man. These things are different. This is much smaller. So I play it on B2, so we'll keep it there. One other thing you'll notice on the GT1, the 3 Tour, not only does it not say aloft, it just says 3 Tour, because that's all they offer, but the number's white. So if you ever see a white numbered head, that's the 3 Tour. All right, here we go. So same shaft, we literally just have a different head. Already feels lighter. It does feel lighter. I'm not sure if there's different weights. It's just, I think it's where the weight's at is actually what I'm feeling. I'm just feeling my 3-wood doesn't have the weight in the back, so I'm feeling it back there as we go. And it's definitely a different look. Interesting. Wow, that feels a little different. 149 smash. Let's see, so right off the bat, I didn't feel like I hit that good. And 150, that was as good as my best with the 3, which is interesting. Now, it does have some, it definitely moved on me. Uh-oh, that was hit good. Ball is definitely in the air more. Let's see this one. This will be a good one to see. So we've got 149 smash. So smash is definitely up. Spin is at 3,300. Wow. And so one thing, let's check that land angle of 38. And let's look at our launches here. So 9 on that one. But if we go back and take a look at some of these launches. So we're launching it, we're actually landing it just about the same. It was a little higher on the GT3, but those were some misses. And then our launch, as we look at that, 9, 7, 12, you can see a couple of random all over the places as we went. And wow, launches 9 and 7. Okay, so there we go. Feels good, just a different look for me than I've had. There's a little heely one. So that's healed, okay? You can see that smash factor drop, 147. So that's exciting, right? Now that went farther than the healed one that I had before. I went 210 or something like that. So I can get that ball out there, and the spin stayed down. It's at 3,800 as we go through, right? So that's something we definitely want to look at here. Okay, so here we go. That ball was hit good. Yeah, 149 smash. Let's see, hit good, a little fade, but you can see it take off. Launch at 11, land angle 43, spin rate staying much more controlled. So we talked about that with these clubs. We're trying to get a spin rate that's very manageable, that's not fluctuating all over the place. And we saw that with the GT3. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look. Yeah, you can see some of them dropped to 2,900 when I hit the toe. Some dropped to, or went up to 4,700. You can see how much more consistent we are with this one on this. So I'm actually very surprised. I would have thought, I mean, immediately when you look at the shape of this head, you would think this thing's gonna spin a ton. And it just didn't. There, it's not. All right, one more. So again, another one that's a little on the toe side. So it should drop and spin, but that ball stayed really high. 3,300, 241 in the air. That ball stayed in the air. That's kind of wild to me. That's actually really wild. So what's happening here is I'm hitting it farther in the air, but I have more forgiveness because I have less loft, the shape of the head, and I am getting that ball to launch a little bit higher. Now we're seeing the 12 degrees, right? We're slowly creeping up as we go, and I'm getting more total yardage here, it looks like a little bit as well. So I think they're succeeding in what they want. So, okay, now we're in a conundrum here because I love my 3-wood, but again, if something comes along that is more forgiving and gives me the same performance, or in this case, better, then why wouldn't you do that? Right? Like, I need you in the comments to tell me, like, why wouldn't I switch to this club? I'm really generally like trying to figure that out because I just hit the ball, same setup, same shaft. I literally have the same shaft I've been using, but I just hit it, and I'm not swinging. I would say I hit everything that great, like perfect, but numbers wise, it just was better. Seeing the ball, I don't need my 3-wood to hit lasers dead at the pin every time, but I want to definitely have a controllable ball and one that's going to be in play all the time. That's something I would look for. And man, it is kind of nice to look down at a little tiny bit bigger head than what I was used to. So GT3 Tour, GT1 3 Tour is something to definitely check out, definitely worth looking at in a fitting. And again, lowering that loft gets the ball speed up, or the efficiency up at least, and then we can then use the design to get the ball to travel and do what we want. It's a crazy time for technology where we can start dialing these things in like this. So definitely something to check out. I will link the link down below. If you want to come here to the Mistwood Performance Center and get fit, definitely do that and see if it's the one for you, and test everything else that we have out here and make sure you get the right one for you. But definitely one that should be on the radar, even if you're not a tour player and trying to get better. So let's go ahead, get out there, get fit, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Thanks everybody for watching. And again, Titleist iron fitting video, new irons coming up soon. Make sure you have that subscribe button clicked, notification bell clicked, and we will see you then. Thanks. Peace.